Hey there!
Hello!
How's it going, everyone? Hello, hello!
What is going on?
I don't know, Caleb. What is going on today?
This is bizarre. I am on the couch.
What are you doing here?
I don't know. I don't even know.
You know what happened?
What happened?
Everyone, sad news. Sandra did not survive the Paqui one-chip challenge last week. So she melted into a pool of person.
A pool of person?
A pool of person.
Okay, all right.
So we are going to try and reconstitute her for next week.
Yes. We've got our best scientists.
We're working on it.
Our biologists.
Yep.
Our other things that end in ist.
All the ists, yeah.
All the ists.
Producer Scott's working on it also. Producer Scott ists. There you go. So you're stuck with Caleb and I. Even Producer Scott's not here, meaning we are directing today, we are producing, we are acting, we are doing it all. So it's going to be a fun one. We're going to see what happens.
Yeah. Give it a shot.
Give it a shot and see what happens.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about tonight?
Tonight, we have been teasing about how we worked in the theater. We worked in the theater. You guys are probably sick about how many times one of us has said, back when we worked at the lakeside.
Back in my day.
So, since it is just the two of us, we thought we would reminisce about 5 of the early horror films that played at this theater.
We did.
Yeah. Some we watched together, some we didn't. But we're going to see what happens. So
It's going to be fun.
yeah, absolutely.
And then while we do that, we're going to be doing a little craft project at the same time.
Right.
We're just going to have fun with it. Consider this kind of just a little more of a chill, a relaxed episode. You guys, in fact, if I were you, take your seats, maybe scoot a couple inches closer to your phones, iPads, and computers. Kind of get intimate with us. We want to get intimate with you is what we're saying. So
Absolutely.
that's it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so stick around. It's going to be fun. But first, my friends, we cheers to you. Thank you for joining us, and a happy Friday. All right. What do you think so far, huh? Opening credits? A little cheers thing, right?
Producer Scott. Ooh.
So far, so good.
No, seriously, we really miss Sandra and Scott. Yeah.
This is a good drink.
This is a good drink. I like it.
Should we tell them what we made?
I don't know. Should we?
Caleb and I think we invented something new.
Sure. Let's say we invented it.
Why not?
Yeah. We're calling it a pumpkin spice
Slide. Yeah.
on the rocks.
On the rocks.
Okay. Yeah.
So we took the idea of a mudslide
Right.
and we took out the mud.
Yes.
Right? Maybe?
Well, no, because we put the fake.
Vodka.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kahlua. But
Right.
instead of the Baileys,
Right.
we did
A pumpkin spice.
cream
liqueur.
liqueur. Yes. There you go. We got it.
Whew!
We have to look at each other in the face while we
I
talk,
know.
but we got it.
Man.
So it's really tasty. It's like a pumpkin spice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's-
Vodka substitute drink.
It tastes like pumpkin pie in a cup.
I can see this being dangerous.
Yes, absolutely.
Can you guys smell that? There you go. Okay. Who is joining us tonight?
Well, live in studio, we have producer Neil.
Hey,
We have me, Caleb.
Caleb.
That's it.
All right.
Of course. So moving over to chat, we have got our pod people of the future.
We love them.
How's Portugal doing?
Portugal is doing great.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are still on the charts in Portugal.
Awesome. Hello, Portugal.
Hello, Portugal.
So we've got Miss Movie Buff Laura. We have Dante, who has said he's worked in both a movie theater and a video store in the 90s. So probably going to know a little bit of what we're talking about tonight. You know?
Right.
We
Probably.
have Mindy, horror movie addict, and we have Mark, Vision's Truth.
Hello, guys.
And it looks like Tommy has also joined us.
Hey,
So,
Tommy.
Hello, Tommy.
Everyone, thank you so much, you guys. We really appreciate you guys joining us. It's our first, it's our first October episode.
Right. We're just kind of without Scott and Sandra here, we're just going to ease into Halloween month.
There you go.
Plus, if we went too big, Sandra would probably kill us once we reconstituted. I almost said reanimated, but that's the wrong word.
It's okay. Like Caleb's been saying, this is a soft opening.
A soft opening. There you go.
It's a soft October. You like, our studio's been decorated. Lights.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing.
Right. Goes along with our soft Halloween opening.
Exactly. All right. So at this point, typically we say, hey, what have you seen, read, or looked at this week? So I will start with you because I'm going to come over here real quick and do a little producing while you talk.
All right. Well, we had to watch 5 movies this week to prepare for this episode. So I really didn't watch anything.
Yeah, it was.
Same with you?
Yeah, okay. not a heck of a lot.
So I'm going to use this time to talk about last night's cult film series here at the Roxy Stadium 14 in Santa Rosa, California, where Neil played Terrifier and Terrifier 2.
Yes.
And if you've not been on social media just today, Terrifier 2 is blowing up. Lots of people went and saw it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, so good job doing that.
Oh, thank you. You know, I want to give to the people.
Of course.
So last night, in fact, Laura was there from our group.
Yay,
Mindy was there.
Yay, Mindy.
So it was cool seeing you guys there. What'd you guys think of Terrifier 2? Hopefully you liked it. Hopefully you thought it was bigger, badder, bloodier.
Right. And I also would like to say that if you missed last night's performance, and this is only going to work for those listening live,
yeah.
But you can still see it because it is playing here tonight.
Yep.
And tomorrow night.
Yeah, which is October 7th and 8th.
And 8th, right. So if you are in the North Bay and your town isn't playing it, come see us.
Yep. Come on by. It's worth it.
Yeah. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, it's a good...
But more on that in another episode.
Exactly. That's upcoming. So like Caleb said, I also wasn't able to watch a bunch of things like I would want to watch normally. What I will talk about, though, is the fact that both the new Hellraiser film and the new Mike Flanagan series, Midnight Club, debuted. So there's like so much stuff dumped in like one day, basically.
I know.
So the Hellraiser is on Prime. I believe it's Amazon Prime.
On Hulu.
Really?
I believe so.
Okay. We'll have to look. If we had a producer, they could look that up.
I know, right?
I thought it was Amazon. Maybe it's Hulu. Okay. And then, thank you. And then Netflix for the Mike Flanagan Midnight Club.
Okay.
So I look forward to watching those for
Yes.
sure. I can't wait to get on those right away.
Absolutely.
And then that's about it. Otherwise, I want to call attention again, if I can, about the cult film series that you brought up. Thank you very much.
Of course.
Of course. Hellraiser is on Hulu. Thank you, Dante. I appreciate that. Caleb was right. I was wrong, of course.
Usually I'm the wrong one, and I have to turn to Neil and say, I'm full of shit.
Well, it's because I'm producing tonight, so I don't have all my brain power tonight. But the cult film series, The Roxy 14 in Santa Rosa, California, we have upcoming still October 21st, Dead Time Stories and Mausoleum. A couple great 80s throwback films, basically, to get you more in the Halloween mood, not the Halloween mood. And then
I like Mewed.
Mewed.
Yeah.
And October 28th, the 40th anniversary screenings of Poltergeist and Creepshow, which of course...
That's very exciting.
That's exciting because those are... Poltergeist is one of my top 5, and Creepshow, of course, is number 1.
Number 1 for,
So, love them. Love them. 40 years makes me feel old. I saw them in the theater. Well, saw Poltergeist in the theater, for sure. I don't remember about Creepshow, but anyway.
Okay.
We'll talk about that later.
All right.
All right. And then finally, new subscriber alerts. You want to read those?
Okay, are we doing this again?
Yeah.
We've got Snoggins and Philip Eastman.
Could be Snoogans.
Snoogans?
It could be Snoogans or Snoggins.
Nah, I think you're right.
With 2 O's, I would go,
Neil,
ooh.
I'm full of shit.
Yes.
Snoogans. I apologize.
Based on the English language, typically, and how it works.
I normally don't get to sit on the couch and read new subscribers. I had one shot, and I fucking blew it.
We love you anyway, though. Dante is in your ring. He's there for you.
But to both of you, thank you. Thank you very much.
We do appreciate it. Okay, cool. Well, let's get into the fact that we used to work in the movie theaters and talk about what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I do not have the graphic to open up with because the software I'm using could not handle more graphics.
That's okay.
So bear with us.
Yeah. We could create our own.
We could suddenly create
How about the old
bamboo.
yeah. The old Orion opening.
Which is the stars? Okay.
Or maybe the TriStar.
TriStar with the horse, the Pegasus. Very nice. Then it flies off.
Do you know when you saw that or heard that, you knew
know.
you were in for a really good time.
You knew you were in for a TriStar
At
film.
the theater, you had popcorn, you had candy. Oh man, so nostalgic.
And it's not every day that I go like that on camera. So.
So how would you like to start?
I
I mean, first I would like to say that this month, October,
Yeah.
right? We are in October,
We are in
right?
October. We made it.
So on the 16th, that is my anniversary for starting working. So this is going to be 32 years that
Wow.
we've worked together now.
That's a long time.
Yeah, and 9 days?
9 days.
Am I doing the math right?
Oh, we haven't started this yet either.
Oh, we haven't. You're right.
That's okay. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay. Yeah, 32 years.
Wow.
We've been hanging out,
We
doing
have.
stuff, talking movies, watching movies,
Getting in trouble.
getting in trouble, fighting, making up, fighting just to make up.
The making up's the greatest part. We actually don't fight that much.
We don't. We don't. So
And when we do, it looks like this.
that's true. And like this.
When I want to fly away.
I just go into a fetal position and cry and say, no, I don't want to fight with you, Neil.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
So we...
yeah, 32 years.
32 years. Cheers. So here's the funny thing. Caleb and I, we met at the movie theater, and then I guess we realized that we also went to the same high school.
Right.
Somehow,
kind of
I
already
don't
knew that, but
Okay,
you know.
it all kind of happened at the same time. But our fathers actually had known each other long before Caleb and I ever met.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, our fathers worked together
Yeah.
at the phone company.
Yeah.
So it's almost like some weird kismet kind of thing or something.
It was bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah. So weird when I brought him home the first time and my dad was like, hey, is your dad blah, blah, blah. We were like, huh?
What do you call him, Pearly or something like that, right?
Pearly or Curly? I can't
Oh,
remember
yeah,
what. I
yeah.
think-
Maybe it was
so-
Curly.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, it's 32 years ago. Like,
That's just kinda funny,
Who
though.
can remember that? It is bizarre.
Right,
But
it
it
is.
is, yeah, faded. That's all I can say about Neil. Just faded.
I'm faded. It's true. Like my hairline's faded.
No, with a T. Fated.
Oh, fate.
As in fate.
Fated.
It's
I gotcha.
fated.
Fated. I get it now. Thank you. Anyway, so what we want to do is basically talk about working in the theaters. We obviously got to watch a lot of movies, especially back in that time. We would have midnight shows practically every weekend.
Right?
We would get to watch the films. And being that this is October, we figured we would talk about the horror films that we saw, our 5 favorite, basically, that we
Right.
saw during that time. And they span pretty much the early part of the 90s.
Yeah.
Because in 95 is when, I bit my lip, in 95 is when I left and went wherever the hell I went, Arizona or whatever the hell I did.
Yeah.
And plus all the good films were the early part of the 90s anyway.
There you go.
So that being said, if we're going to go in order of years, right, then I'll bring up the first one because the first one we're actually cheating a little bit because it came out in 1989. It didn't actually come out in 1990
Right.
or in the 90s. It was 89. But I saw it at the theater that I ended up working at. In fact, this is the reason I worked at that theater is I went to watch this movie there and thought this would be fun.
Okay.
Let's get a job
Right.
at the theater, at this theater, the neighborhood theater. And that film is Pet Sematary.
Tommy. It's like one of your favorites, right?
Yeah, Tommy? All right. It's got little animals
It does. It does.
All kinds of things. So,
Would you like me to give a brief synopsis?
Oh, sure.
Just in case.
synopsis size.
Okay, so after tragedy strikes, a grieving father discovers an ancient burial ground behind his home with the power to raise the dead.
That's it.
Also, we should probably note that this is based on a book written by Stephen King.
Yes. Written by Stephen King. Let's see. My notes. What I like, well, not what I like. What's cool about this film is Richard P. Rubenstein is a producer of it.
Okay.
So he worked with George Romero on all the great stuff.
Okay.
So the Dawn of the Dead, the Day of the Dead, the Night Riders, the Tales from the Dark Side show, which I frickin' love to death, the Monsters show, Creep show. Richard P. Rubenstein was there for most of Romero's big stuff.
Okay.
So I love the guy for that. And then, of course, you mix in the fact that you've got Stephen King involved, because he wrote the screenplay for the movie.
He did.
It's like, how are you going to lose? So, and then you mix in Mary Lambert coming off of some music videos, getting her first...
Like super prolific music
video
videos. Director. I mean, just all over the place, from like Lionel Richie and Janet Jackson to...
She did Madonna too, right?
Madonna and the Go-Go's and Motley Crue and, I mean, Rod Stewart, Queensryche.
Oh my God.
It just keeps going.
Not Queensryche. No. Silent Lucidity, Queensryche?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was that video.
No, right. But I do love that song.
I know you do. I know you do.
All right. When I listen to Silent Lucidity, it like takes me into like a trance where I just like automatically go back to high school, and I'm just like, for the 4 minutes and 38 seconds or whatever it is of that song, I'm just like transposed, transfixed, transdentalized, whatever.
How funny would it be if it was actually 4 minutes and 28 seconds or whatever you said?
Oh, 38, yeah.
38 seconds.
That would be pretty cool, I think. Dante, can you fact check that? How long is Silent Lucidity?
I know. You guys are our fact checkers tonight.
I feel like it's actually a long song though, because there's
no, I think it is, because it kind of had that Pink Floyd.
It's got a
vibe
musical
anyway,
thing going. Yeah,
sort of.
It might be longer than that. Maybe 5:12. Anyway, so yeah,
hedging his bets.
Pet Cemetery. Boy, I read the book. Believe it or not, I read the book when I was a kid though. Okay. So it isn't like I remembered. I remembered a good portion of the big things, right?
Okay.
But watching the movie, from what I recalled at that point, the movie was pretty good representation of the book.
Yes.
Overall.
Yes. I would like to say that it was probably like the first one where I kind of went like, I did a good job on that one. Because before it kind of felt a little hit or miss.
Mm-hmm.
You never knew what you were going to get.
Right.
So, but this... It really does. I mean, it does leave some things out, because Stephen King does write about the Wendigo and things like that that they left out of this one. But fairly close adaptation.
Yeah, you hear at one point when they're taking the cat. Is it the first time, I think, to the grave? You hear like a noise.
You hear something that they never ever.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, it's a loon.
Right.
And you're like, no, okay, but I mean, I guess it's hard to say. Oh, it's a Wendigo and. Here's the Lord.
And now we have to...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's a little easier just to kind of skip all that together. So, anyway.
Yeah.
but what are your thoughts on the film?
I mean, the first thing I really wrote is that Judd is the villain of this movie. If he had just kept his mouth shut, this movie wouldn't have happened.
It's true. It is true.
It's kind of like when you hear the noise in the haunted house, if you just leave, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But then we won't have a movie.
No, you won't. That's the problem.
So I'm not going to hate on it. Yes, Judd, tells him about the burial ground and then later regrets it.
Yeah.
But played by the great Fred Ward, right? What's his last name? Fred.
That's played Gwen.
Gwen.
Fred Ward is also dead, but it's a different guy.
Fred Ward is Remo Williams, right?
Yes. Fred Gwynn was Herman Munster. And he also played in Car 52, Where Are You?
Right.
Which is a great show.
He was the judge in...
oh, that's right. He was the judge
Vinny.
in My Cousin Vinny. He was really good in that. The two what? Did you say a ute? What's a ute? so this way.
Sorry.
So that's
what would
okay.
I do without you?
You probably have a happier life. So we are also now going to start building a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup gingerbread house.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Here's the box.
take
if
a look.
You can see that there.
yeah, you can hold it closer. There you go.
We got this at
Michael's.
Michael's Art Supply or whatever it is. Just Michael's.
Yeah, that's it. So we're going to try and build this while we're talking at the same time, and then we'll hopefully show you by the end if it worked out or not.
How awesome it is.
I'm sure it's going to be great.
Let's see. What else do I have here? I noticed that Rachel, who is the wife,
Yep.
calls her husband Doc.
Okay.
Because he is a doctor.
He is.
Wendy and Jack Torrance,
Torrance.
also called their son
Doc.
Danny Doc.
You're right.
I don't know if that was intentional, if they just threw that in there, but, you know, whatever. I thought that was funny. Zelda is scary as shit.
She
really
was.
is. What did she have? Do you know what
Spinal
bifida?
bifida or something like that. Yeah.
You know, I can remember watching this when this movie came out, and I thought that character was scary as shit, and I can only imagine what I would feel if I were like a little kid.
Yeah.
Having to deal with that, like Rachel was in the movie.
Yeah. She was an 8-year-old having to take care of her sister who was dying of this horrible disease.
And then finally, of course, you've got Judd's Achilles. And little
Who was Gage?
little Gage.
Yeah. And literally his Achilles.
Yeah, just takes a nice little hunk out of his Achilles. And it just, every time, it just makes me cringe and just kind of like reach down there quickly.
You grab it?
I grab it. I grab it.
You go for a little grab and go?
What about you? Do you have a... filling this up, or is that...
No, I think it's all we need. Just we need to stand them up.
All right.
We need to stand our walls up for a house, guys. This is how you build a house.
The house that Jack built?
Exactly. And we need some little end pieces. Yeah, you know, for me, the film, one of the things I like, I guess, a lot about it, honestly, is that I do believe it keeps the spooky little... Oh, did I do it wrong?
Probably.
Where do the windows go? This is the roof, maybe.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, why don't you try those ones, Caleb? I think you might got it right.
What would I do without you?
What would you do without me, Caleb?
Should we build it
I don't know. Any way you want.
You know what?
They're the same.
They're exactly the same.
They're the same.
Okay, what were you saying?
So these must go like in here, maybe? Is there room? Well, we're already going to screw this up, guys, so that's the good news. We don't do arts and crafts very often.
That's true. We might want to put some adhesive.
Does it go this way? How about like that?
Okay.
I promise we'll show this to you when we're done. Pet Cemetery was spooky. I thought it did a good job being spooky. I thought the acting, believe it or not, was fairly well done.
Yeah.
I think looking at it now, maybe as someone who actually has a child, I thought that the actor who played Louis Creed, Dale was his name? Something?
Sure.
I think he did a pretty good job, honestly. I think a lot of his reactions were felt fairly truthful.
Yeah.
You know, in a lot of ways. The relationship between the husband and wife overall were pretty good, because obviously she kind of checks out once Gage dies.
Yes.
Which I think is probably, I would think something that really probably happens to a lot of people.
Right.
And we all know marriages fall apart often when kids
typically, yeah.
Yeah, would die. So, I mean, I think there's a lot of stuff in there that's like that. It's well done.
I'm going blind here, so.
You have to squeeze really hard in that too, because we didn't cut it like we're supposed to beforehand.
Oh.
So you have to. That's why I was biting.
Okay.
But now it's like, we'll see what happens. Let's see what else. I do like the spookiness of the graveyard in the having to walk, a long ways to get yourself to the actual burial ground.
Okay.
Even without the Wendigo. I think it's I think they did a really good job with the film overall, honestly. I think they made a nice little spooky film. I like that the truck driver who hits Gage is listening to the Ramones.
Right.
You know, of course,
Yeah.
we all know Stephen King
Yeah.
is a fan of the Ramones, and they used the Ramones to do the song at the ending credits, which, of course, is I Don't Want to Be Buried in a Pet Cemetery.
Correct.
So these are all fun.
I don't even know if
Fun
I got
facts.
anything on there.
Not really.
I'm going blind here.
Try doing a little scene there if you can. How's that?
All right. I'm going to see how good I am at caulking.
Can you, there, he's getting it. All right.
It's sticking though.
Otherwise, and then little, oh boy, what's the boy's name?
Gage?
Yeah, what's the actor's name?
Yes.
Miko. It's Miko. He was really good. It's kind of like, how do they get a little kid actor that acts so well? I don't understand. But I thought he was great.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think, sometimes it wasn't always him from the back. And I believe they were doing some overdubs as well. I don't know that was always his voice talking.
I don't know. But I mean, he did.
But his facial expressions.
You got a big goop right there, too. It's busting out the side.
Oh, my God. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. You guys, cracking up at us yet?
Probably like, we can't even see what you're doing, so, don't spend so much time on it.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
Anyway. Okay, so Pet Cemetery, we like it. We give it
love it.
Obviously, we thumbs up because that's why we picked it. But it's one of our films that we watched in the theaters, in the theater we started working at. So, there you go. All right, what's your film, Caleb? What's your next?
Next, I believe we have. You want to go in alphabetical order?
Do it any way you want.
Okay.
Pick anything you want.
I need a napkin.
We don't have napkins here.
Okay, so next one is 1990s. I'm not going to go in alphabetical order.
Okay.
Night of the Living Dead remake, directed by Tom Savini, of course, George Romero's original.
Yes.
So, just in case you need a synopsis, when the unburied dead return to life and seek human victims, 7 refugees seek shelter in a house in the Pennsylvanian countryside. But the group is at odds as to how they should deal with the situation. So, and this was Tom Savini's directorial.
As far as I know, yeah.
Debut?
I mean,
Okay.
For a feature.
Okay.
I think he may have done some Tales from the Dark Side episodes at that point already.
Okay.
But as far as a feature goes, yeah, definitely.
All right.
So, which is, I think he actually did a pretty admirable job in this film. I got to be honest.
You know what? I agree. I mean, you're dealing with a pretty iconic movie.
Yes.
And I think if it were in today's terms with social media and everything, and they announce that they're going to remake Night of the Living Dead, I think everyone would be losing their damn minds.
Myself included.
But I think if you're going to have anyone on board, it's got to be Mr. Savini, right? Like,
I would say your people like me are more likely to give it a chance. There's no question.
Right.
Because
Right.
I do come from that. I come, as you guys know by now, probably from the house of Romero, Savini,
Yes.
and King kind of thing. So
Right.
Right. Those guys were my gods as I grew up. So yeah, to see Tom on board, George Romero on board. I think George wrote the screenplay.
I believe so.
If I remember correctly.
I think I saw
Yeah.
that.
So, I mean, these are all good things, right? That they're all involved. Russ Streiner and John Russo are producers, and they were, big pieces of the original film also,
Okay.
which is, to me, is really important. Because we had talked about how John Russo did Return of the Living Dead.
Yes.
Because they didn't, supposedly, George Romero didn't want to be a piece of that or whatever, for whatever reason.
Right.
So whether or not there was really bad blood or not, I'd never heard that there was, but who knows? Maybe there was. Maybe there wasn't.
Interesting.
Maybe George said, I don't want to do another Living Dead picture right now.
That's true. That's true.
I want to concentrate on Night Riders. Or
We're doing Night Riders.
We're doing it. Yeah,
sometime,
we
by
have
the
to.
way.
We have to do Night Riders.
I want to see Sandra just
Lose her
go
mind.
crazy.
If we can reconstitute her. Look at all the orange.
So do you like this adaptation?
Oh no, I do.
Are you happy with it?
I do like it for sure. It's easier to like it now even than it was then because now Tony Todd is a thing, right?
At the time,
So
we didn't know who he was.
Exactly,
right?
exactly. So it's much easier now to say, oh, Tony Todd. I love Tony Todd.
Right.
So it's great to see him in it before Candyman was around. Patricia Tallman, who plays Barbara in the film, she was in Knight Riders.
Oh.
So she was, I can't remember whose girlfriend she was in it that came around, but she was in it though. She was a main character in it for the most part. Yeah. So it was cool, and because they called her basically in Night of the Living Dead like a stunt woman, basically a stunt woman, but Savini cast her because she could do the stunts and do this and that. But yeah, he had obviously met her on Knight Riders back in the early '80s. Okay. So I think she did a serviceable. I thought she was really good actually. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, it's much like if you're going to take a character that's been changed, she's been changed the most. Right. Because she kind of she really starts kicking ass there.
She does. Yeah.
Like she starts out kind of meek, like in the original, but
yes. Quickly realizes.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
It's time to When it's time to change, you have to rearrange.
Thank you, Brady's.
Yes, she kind of gets that going, but because I like the fact that she doesn't have it doesn't take long, right? Which I like. Yeah, so I didn't have to go through all that again, of waiting for Barbara to step up. Yeah, Yeah. Which she finally does.
Yes, she does.
So, the thing about this film that annoys me, if anything, is that I love obviously a Living Dead film, and I love the gore that are in these films. Which, of course, this was a TriStar film, Universal film. It was a major studio.
It was Columbia.
TriStar. Okay, yeah. So it was a major release. So of course they're not gonna keep all the good stuff in, right? Right. Unfortunately, because they want to get that R rating, even though it was a pretty weak R, if you ask me. But there's a lot more gore you could easily put in that film. Yes. Our roof is falling apart, but we're getting it. We're getting it. But I think overall, I obviously we picked it because we like it. Right.
So, no, absolutely. I love Tony Todd as the Ben character. I love just how he just steps up and takes it. I love how he just, he doesn't. And I was noticing something, it doesn't feel, it almost feels like it's still in the 60s other than a few things, like true. The TV that they find upstairs and then at the end when they've got all the different guns and things. But, and it also has a very kind of muted, it's not black and white, but it has just this sort of almost...
I'm getting it. Keep going.
We should have brought some utensils over here.
Yeah, we're not doing
spackling.
Good. Or at least some napkins.
I definitely could use some napkins right now. Anyway, yeah, it's just got this muted kind of color, and it's a fun movie.
It is a fun film. I like it. I have no problem with it overall. I wish there were more gore, but again, what can you do when you're up against the MPAA back in the day making a zombie film?
They're probably just happy that they got to make the movie. So
they got their budget. And good. I mean, Tom Savini doing a Columbia film. Mm-hmm. That's pretty good. Yeah.
And of course, we had Bill Moseley playing the Johnny character.
Johnny, yeah. They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Which is pretty funny. You've got Russell Steiner, who played the original Johnny. He was the sheriff. Yes. At the very end, looking very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember that time I got a picture with the whole cast that was still alive of Night of the Living Dead, the original Night of the Living Dead? That was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. Didn't I take that picture?
You did take that picture. That's a picture that I hold dearly.
Yeah.
with all the remaining live. That was when was that? 2010.
That would have been 2010. Yeah.
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 That was pretty cool.
Because I got a picture with Tony Todd.
Did in the bar.
In the bar
that I took.
That you took, and God, that was a fun event. Mm-hmm.
every night we would go drinking in the bar with all the actors and everything, and we had a night with Tony Todd that was like
Just unbelievable.
crazy. We were just, I don't even remember what the hell.
Unbelievable.
At one point, you and Tony Todd were like flexing muscles or something in the bar, doing all weird stuff and everything. And it's like, we gotta get a picture of this. And there's a picture of Caleb and Tony Todd going, or something like that. I don't even remember. Alcohol was involved.
A lot of alcohol was involved. I was thinking when we had our fireside chat, someone asked what's one of my favorite, or what's my favorite celebrity. And I talked about Lawrence Fishburne, which is,
Number one.
right there. But if there were a number 2, it would be hanging out with Tony Todd, because it was just for a long period of time.
Right.
You know, like it was all night.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. That was a fun trip.
That was
no
a very
question.
fun trip.
We had Kane Hodder with us a lot, and
Yeah. Yeah. You got choked by him.
and then my guy Rhodes, Joe
Joe,
Pilato.
yeah,
We got
yeah.
I got some video of Joe Pilato, who played Rhodes from Day of the Dead, my favorite bad guy, next to William Zabka. but we sat with him, had some wine, and he just told us a great story about going to a mortuary, and I mean, all kinds of cool
Yeah.
stuff. So it was a good trip.
It was a very
Yeah.
good trip. It was a lot of fun.
Living out my dream. What's next?
Next, we have another movie from 1990, and it is Hollywood Pictures.
Their first film.
Arachnophobia.
Yeah, good movie.
So a species of South American killer spider hitches a lift to the U.S. in a coffin and starts to breed and kill.
And not in that order.
Guys, you get a spider on spider love scene here, and it is epic. The music is tender, the lighting is soft, the touching is gentle.
It's everything you want in
It's
your
great.
in your arachnid loves porn. Yeah. My arachnid porn. There you go. Man, there's so many eyes, you don't know what you're looking at.
Right. So I
Can't get this open.
I saw you had a note there.
Do I can't see under all my
I know, but would you like to read my note?
manly first kill wears a Miami Dolphins hat. Yep, I got that. Where's my Dolphins hat? That's the only note I have. Yes.
So Neil likes his Miami Dolphins.
I'm a Dolphins fan.
As far as the NFL goes. So,
Yes.
As soon as I saw that hat, had to write that down.
You have to write it down.
So.
Dolphins hat. So Arachnophobia, man, I feel like that was one of the earlier screenings I went to, like midnight screenings
Okay.
that I went to. I feel like,
So I still am technically not working here yet. Oh shit.
busted out the back end. Ay. That's okay. That's okay.
We should have planned ahead.
We tried.
Where's our PA?
I think we give up on this thing.
Haley! Need a napkin.
Where's everyone? They left us. So Arachnophobia, man, this is a fun movie. I mean, it's all there is to it. It's horror and it's comedy and it was spiders. I hate spiders, by the way. I mean, I will kill them if they're in my house. I know, and please, you're going to at me. That's what it's called, right?
Sure.
You're going to send me bad things. You're going to slide in my DMs.
5 years ago.
You're going to do all the horrible things that people do that I don't even know what that means, but... yeah, so I'm not a fan of spiders. I don't like them to be in my house or my general presence.
Yes.
So, oh look, we got a.
Do we have a friend?
Someone sent us some fake stuff. Some fake
Fake
stuff.
stuff.
Fake stuff. Fake stuff.
Screw you, fake stuff.
I'm gonna try and get them out of here, people. So bear with me. Remove. And remove. Yay, producer Neil. Yay.
Good job, Neil.
Oh, and they're back again.
Oy vey.
Oh, they're bombing us. Okay, I got to report them now, right? Okay, so keep going. You talk while I try and do this. Arachnophobia.
Thank you. So first off, for those of you that have not seen the movie, when they are in the jungles of South America and they are looking for new bugs. I find it very amusing that they just basically release a bunch of poisonous smoke up into the air and kill them all.
Yeah.
And all these bugs just come flying down, you know, just flop, 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 butterflies and, you know, spiders, of course, and God knows what else. But I don't think they would do that these days. Maybe they would.
Oh, probably
I don't
not.
know.
You're right, probably not.
I don't know. I don't even know that they did it back then. But
Yeah, I think Tommy's going to bed.
Oh.
I believe.
Good night, Tommy.
Good night, Tommy. Sorry, guys, we're not on the chat as much, guys. I apologize.
Yeah, we can't.
It's hard
We've
to
got
do
way
it all.
too much going on here. So, let's see. Got that? Got
Spraying,
the spider
yeah,
love
so
scene.
probably not spraying to kill all the bugs and everything in there to bring them down. That's how they find the spider initially.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the bug doesn't kill the spider.
The bug doesn't kill
I mean,
the spider?
the spray.
Send the
doesn't-
spider to the fly? What are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm full of shit.
Okay. Jeff Daniels, we talked about him yet?
We have not talked about Jeff Daniels
Okay.
yet, who is basically Neil, who just
Well,
freezes up.
I don't freeze up. I can run away if I have
it goes
to.
like,
Yeah. No, I will you know, because in my house, I'm the one that has to get rid of the spiders. No one else will do it.
that's usually how it works. Yeah.
So, unfortunately, like, you know, and
Sorry.
we get those big ones sometimes, like the really abnormally large ones. I don't know where they come from. They look like they come from the Amazon.
Probably a spider
but
sack, but
maybe. Okay. A pulsating one?
yeah,
About the size of a softball?
Absolutely a pulsating one.
Anyway, so we had actually one jumped on my wife's head one time. It was really funny.
Oh wow!
So, yeah.
Like jumped?
I mean, it was on we had a recessed light fixture in the
Okay.
hallway
Yeah.
outside our bedroom.
Okay.
And then it like was up there and it went pew, pew. And so I've never seen her move so fast. I'll say that. So she was just like shoo, out of there. So anyway, it was pretty funny actually. Not for her, but you know. So
It all worked out. It's
yeah,
okay.
it all worked out. Yes.
She's fine.
Spider.
All right.
I told her that if she ever mouthed off to me again, that I would keep training my spider to jump on her. So that's a joke.
That's funny.
Watch out for okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Jeff Daniels, do you talk about the fact that he's a doctor of the town?
No.
New doctor goes to town. The old doctor doesn't like him at first. Eventually, the doctor gets bit, and the old doctor gets bit, dies. Jeff Daniels takes over and has to figure out why people in town are dying
Right.
for no reason, because people are starting to blame him because he's a new doctor.
Right.
But turns out they all eventually figure out it's the spiders. Enter Julian Sands, a
Yeah.
Julian Sands sighting,
Yeah.
who is
Rocking a sweet ponytail.
he is. What would you call him? Is that considered an entomologist if you're doing a spider person or no?
He's a buggist.
A buggist. Another ist. Okay. One of those ists. So Julian Sands basically knows everything about spiders except the fact that you shouldn't probably go up to where the spider's nest is when you've got this really smart killer spider, because guess what? It's going to jump out and it's going to get you.
Yep.
One bite and you're dead.
Quickly. In
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah. So,
And the thing is like a spider bite is not supposed to be this poisonous,
Right.
this deadly.
Right.
You know, so when they keep saying like it's a spider bite, nobody believes them.
right.
You know.
You're like, no way a spider bite. Like, I saw someone fall into a whole nest of
Right.
black widows and they
Yeah,
survived.
and they survived. Yeah. And of course you have John Goodman as the the pest control.
He was a comic relief of the film.
But when he meets Julian Sands, who is this, you know, highly educated,
Yeah.
I believe he's even a doctor.
Yeah.
John Goodman says, "It's nice to be working with a fellow colleague."
Yeah. It's pretty funny, actually.
It is.
John Goodman, he was good in that. He was fun. Yeah, so this, I don't know, the movie, I think this film does a good job. It was very effective at because there's scenes where there's like there's lots of spiders coming at you, coming out of the egg sac, or when they finally invade the house at the end, spiders everywhere, and
Like when they're in the bathroom and they start coming under
Yeah.
and then through the lock on the
Right.
door and
Out the sink.
Yeah, out the sink and
yeah,
you know, I don't have a fear of spiders, but when there's that many of something, you kind of get get a little,
Yeah.
feel a little itchy or
Don't like it.
yeah.
Especially when you use like that stark white porcelain against the spider,
Right.
say, and the sinks all coming out and everything. It's just such a stark image.
Yeah.
You're just, even I'm still, it's like, ugh. And I mean, there's a lot of real spiders in that set, so that
Yeah,
probably wasn't fun.
Some real, some fake,
Right.
Yeah, but
I wouldn't like.
overall, without having the aid of CGI, I think they did a very good
Oh,
job.
very good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like we said, Hollywood Pictures, which was an offshoot of Disney, that was their first one. So, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Good times, good times. Good film, go check it out. Spiders win at the end. All right,
So that was number 3.
number 3, then,
So now we're going to number 4.
which I need to find my dang list of, my list is all screwy. Is that my list? Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
People Under the Stairs.
So now I'm working here.
People under the stairs. The people under the stairs. All right. Well, what do you think about this one? Because here's the thing where, I'll be honest, I haven't seen this film since I watched it in the theater.
Same.
But I had to watch it again to see if I can include it on my list or not.
Okay.
So what did you think?
I think I like it better now than I did then.
Yeah.
I liked it then, but I think part of the reason why I liked it then is, as I just said, I'm now working at the theater. You had mentioned the midnight screenings.
Yep.
Which this is where I saw it with a bunch of,
People.
kids.
Kids.
Employees.
We were kids.
We were kids. We were, 17?
Yeah. Do you need to?
No, I'm okay. Back then, I had no idea who Wes Craven was.
Oh, okay.
I don't even think I had seen.
Don't say it. No, go ahead. You can say it.
I don't think I had seen anything that he'd done at that point.
Not even Freddy Krueger?
No.
Wow.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Kayla lived in a hut, don't forget, under a rock.
No, and that's the thing. That's the other thing that, being friends, and I've said it before, that you just took me under your wing and said, I'm going to, give you a horror education, and began showing me all these movies,
Cool.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah,
Good for me.
absolutely.
Likewise, Caleb introduced me to the ways of the Bible. So, unfortunately,
It just didn't take.
it didn't take very well. Anyway,
So what did you think, rewatching it?
I really liked it.
Yeah.
So I was really worried because, I had the issue where the Wes Craven films and the John Carpenter films, a lot of them to me don't hold up very well.
Okay.
Like, very well at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this one I thought, I was like smiling and really happy.
Ah.
I was like, wow, this is actually a really good film.
It's a good movie. It makes a statement on, society or whatever.
Yeah, the have and the have-nots, and it's black and white.
It's
and
campy as hell.
got some good camp.
There's some just straight up goofiness in it,
Yeah.
including dick punches and Rottweilers sliding,
Yeah.
on metal trays, like through a house while looking around, going like, "Rrr,"
Yep.
There's some decent gore in there,
There's some, yeah.
There's the tongue that, that Roach
Oh, right,
is
right.
missing his tongue.
And there's when Ving's been opened up,
yeah.
that kind of stuff. But to me, this film isn't about the gore. I could have been happy without the few little bits there were. For me, it was just more about the energy of the film and the odd pieces in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got the brother and sister who are the rich people who own what was, like I said, like a big part of the wrong side of the tracks, quote unquote.
Right.
And they're basically just trying to phase out all of the people who are in these low-income housing units, basically, so they can then sell and have it turned into,
Right. Talking gentrification before
basically.
we even knew
Before it was
that,
a thing.
Before we
Yeah.
even knew what that meant. But yeah.
So, and the brother and sister, of course, not only are they just assholes, but they're also really weird and odd,
Cannibals.
Cannibals. The brother likes to dress up as the Gimp. So enter Ving Rhames.
Right. Exactly.
As the Gimp.
No, exactly.
So,
and you're not sure, like, are they fucking? Are they not? Like, it's very vague, but
You don't know for sure.
yeah.
But
they keep.
I think the dad is going after the little girl or the girl they're keeping. They make that pretty clear
Yeah.
at one
Yes.
point.
Yeah.
In that
But I feel
horribly-
like mother or mom or whatever they call her, is trying to keep it from happening.
Oh yeah, I don't think she
Yeah,
likes
so,
it.
yeah.
But you can tell there's a scene where he enters and touches himself in a very inappropriate way.
Undaddy way.
Yes, correct. So there's a lot going on in the film, and I was really surprised. And I really enjoyed how they did it, what they did. Just even like the main actor, the kid in it, it's like the fact that they call him Fool.
Yes.
I mean, I just kind of like, it was something you don't see very often, that he had this nickname.
That he has this nickname, yeah.
That kind of stuck, I thought was really cool.
The actor's name is Brandon Quentin, and right after this, he goes on to do Mighty Ducks and The Sandlot.
Oh, okay.
Two pretty big
Yeah.
90s kids films.
Yeah, absolutely.
Huge 90s kids films.
Yeah. There's some pretty cool little lines in here I like, where just like it's something as campy as like when the dog's attacking, and he's like, "Hey, dog, your mother sleeps with cats," to try and make the dog mad because it's attacking being raised.
And it works.
And it works. The dog's like,
knew?
"Rrr," and starts chasing him. Like it's kind of like that kind of dumb stuff, but it's funny. But then there's like this, like the daddy, as they call him, right? He's like, I like when he yells a lot.
Yes.
And he's just always like, he's yelling at poor Roach in the walls. He's yelling, just like, "I'm gonna get you."
Right.
You're gonna burn in hell. And he just keeps screaming. I just like that guy. I don't know why. For being an oddity. I like the actor too, because that's the actor from Silver Bullet.
Yes.
Which I adore Silver Bullet. So I'm blanking on his name now, and I apologize. But
He has a name.
he does have a name. I think he's got a first and a last, even, if I remember
Maybe.
right.
Is it Everett?
Everett McGill.
Everett McGill?
Yes, very good. Thank you, Caleb. I just needed that. You are not full of shit. You redeemed yourself.
It's not Stephen Lang?
No. It is Everett McGill. You may get your place at the big boy table. Oh, man.
What else was there?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I think.
I mean, the one thing I was wondering is like, so the daddy, Everett McGill, has got a gun fetish. And he's got many fetishes, it looks like.
Yeah.
One of them, though, is he likes his guns.
He does like his
And he runs around shooting his house up constantly.
Yes.
Blowing lots of holes through the walls of his house.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of wondering, like, I mean, that's not good for your house. Plumbing,
Yeah.
electrical,
Right.
right? Because it's an old house.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I mean, eventually someone has to hear you shoot. I mean, I guess they can
Well, at
say...
one point he even goes outside and starts shooting.
He does. And the mom comes out, "Stop
yeah.
shooting outside, you idiot."
Right. But that's it.
Right, right. It's like, the guy shoots too much in his house. So...
Yeah, he does.
He needs to go grab himself a knife or a machete or a cleaver or something. So,
And Ving Rhames has hair, which is very
he does.
kind of weird. I'm just not used to it.
Pre-Pulp Fiction Ving.
Yeah, definitely.
Still a badass though.
Still a badass.
That man can act. He can conduct, like, he could sit there and read the old quote. He could read the phone book, and I would watch.
You'd be engaged.
Something about
Yeah.
something about Ving Rhames that just I like watching him. I think he's a really engaging person.
Let's see. Dante says he has a question.
Question for Caleb and Neil. What is the name of the podcast that Sandra is part of? Oh, okay.
We talk about horror films. Spooky Slumber Party?
Yeah, Spooky Slumber Party.
Yeah.
There you go. That is Sandra and Emma and Kelly.
Yes.
Yep. That is our sister show, we call it, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because they're our sisters.
They are our sisters. And they talk about it. So Spooky Slumber Party, available in all of your finer podcast platforms.
Indeed.
All right. So yeah, I would recommend, guys, of all these films, I don't want to say I recommend it the most, but at the same time, I might have enjoyed it the most. Probably because I was the most surprised.
Like, in a way, I think I had watched, well, actually, I hadn't seen Arachnophobia in a very long time.
That had been a while, too.
Probably since I was in theaters, to be honest. But that was pretty much everything I remembered.
Okay.
I liked it then, I like it now.
Okay.
This, People Under the Stairs, I liked it-ish
Right,
then,
exactly.
but I really like it now.
Yeah. Like, again, when I was younger, I wanted the gore and I wanted the carnage and the scariness,
Right.
but now I appreciate more. And yeah. I was really surprised.
Yes.
Because there's movies like Deadly Friend, Wes Craven did. They're just shit. I mean, they're really not good. Like you watch them now and you just like laugh at them and go like, this is not a good movie. And that's why I was kind of worried. But this really surprised me. So
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Last film.
we got one more.
All right. What is it?
One more.
What's your? What is it?
Helen. My voice doesn't go that low anymore. So we are, of course, talking about 1992's
Candyman. Yes.
Candyman.
We played that in the theater before we even knew what was going on.
So at our theater, we were competing against United Artists, who
The
had
big boys.
who had 3 locations in Santa Rosa at the time, and we used to get the lesser allocation. And since nobody knew what Candyman was, they gave it to us, and it ended up being a very nice big hit.
Yes.
And of course, introduced us to Tony Todd. We had already kind of seen him in Night of the Living Dead,
Yep.
but might have forgotten, you know. But of course, we had the Virginia Madsen.
Alexander Berkeley.
Alexander.
Yeah.
Who's like? Does that guy never not play a piece of shit? I take that back. I watched Gattaca the other day, and he's in that, and he doesn't play a bad guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and not sleazy in any way whatsoever.
Okay.
Like, he's by the end he's a nice guy,
Okay, good.
which is weird.
I don't remember that
you
film.
know.
I watched it because we had it at the theater and at
Right.
the airport. But yeah.
Okay. The movie's, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're just talking about that character, though. So,
Right.
I love this movie.
Yeah, it's a good film. It really
You know?
is. I hadn't seen it in quite a long time.
Right.
And watching it again, I was like, still like, yeah, this is a really good film.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what did you say about it then in '92?
Oh, right. So I really remember being in the theater watching it with you and with a few other people.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, by the end, I was like, oh, shit. Like the 90s finally made a good horror movie, because there was a space in between where, you know, and I still say it to this date, there's 90s horror and we have
You're like oil and
we have a bit of a reckoning to come to still with each other, but and more so in the mid to later parts than it is the very beginning, obviously, because we're talking about films from the beginning. But
right.
Even then, I remember thinking like, wow, this actually had some elements in it. You know, it was original and it was scary and it was gross at times and all these cool things in it. And I remember like just thinking like, wow, this is a real
some social commentary.
Social commentary, yeah. It was a real horror film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like finally. So,
absolutely.
and that was great because you know, like all the little. I mean, we love Arachnophobia. We talked about it, but films started to get kind of frou-frou in a way, in my opinion, and watered down. So, and you know,
but Arachnophobia was like PG-13.
no, it was PG-13. It was a thrillomedy. That's what they called it, a thrillomedy.
Okay.
That was like on the poster or whatever.
Okay. I don't remember that.
Yeah, no, it was a thrillomedy, so it was meant to be funny. But it was good to see a good genuine, and it was Clive Barker, of course. So you know what you're getting
based
into
on a book.
So, yeah.
You know, you had I think it's Cassie Lemons who plays the best friend Bernadette.
Okay.
She was in Silence of the Lambs. She was in Vampire's Kiss.
Really?
Lately, she's been more of a director, though. So she
good
did
for her.
Harriet, the Harriet Tubman biopic. She has I Want to Dance with Somebody coming up, which
That's
is
her?
the Whitney. She's directing the Whitney
Cool.
Houston. So I mean, she's doing cool things.
Good for her. Yeah. That's great. She was the best friend.
Right.
Who unfortunately.
Who I know.
Who unfortunately walks into Candyman.
Jeez, Virginia Madsen, she just like, in the name of research, she does some things that no person should do.
No, yeah, you probably shouldn't go into Cabrini Green, not by yourself especially.
No.
That probably is not the best idea. Multiple times.
And everyone's telling her, leave, get out. No,
Yeah.
and she just no. I'm going to do this.
Right, and even beyond, okay, I'm brave, I don't mind doing this, but it's like there's this kind of like, you're kind of trespassing on people's,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that's their area. You're already like, you have compressed, let's say it, the less fortunate community, down to this one little area here that's stuck in the middle that it wants to be forgotten.
Right.
The police won't show up when you call them.
Right.
So now you're like trying to invade that as well with your research. College girl.
Right. And
White college girl.
And do you remember the only time the police do show up?
Is when
the white college girl gets assaulted.
Yeah.
Because she shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Yeah, I do. So
this was this was based on a Clive Barker book, but it was directed by Bernard Rose, another music video director.
Oh, okay.
So he did Relax.
Oh, nice.
Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Okay, that's a.
He also directed Red Red Wine by the
UB40?
cover of UB40,
Okay.
not
Neil Diamond.
not the Neil Diamond original. I know you hate covers, so.
Most covers.
Oh, you like that one?
Yeah, that's a good song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. It's the White Lion golden earring cover I can't stand.
So he didn't really do a lot after this.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying he didn't do anything, but I feel like this was
his magnum opus.
Yeah.
I think once you get this, you're kind of like, yeah, you can stick a fork in me.
Oh, the soundtrack! I absolutely love the soundtrack of this. This like sort of piano and violin, and I mean, it's just it's beautiful. Actually, is what it is.
Dante actually had mentioned that as well.
Oh, okay.
Up here, somewhere. Sorry, Dante. I saw you mentioned it up here somewhere about the soundtrack.
I remember Candyman got a lot of buzz back in high
No,
school.
not there. Not there. Oh, Philip Glass. There you go. Right there.
Yeah,
Philip Glass.
Yes.
Thank you, Dante.
And I watched this with Space Face.
Oh, okay.
My 12-year-old. And I think she enjoyed it also.
Really?
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We might have a little budding
horror enthusiast?
fan,
Okay, good.
Slowly. And I'm just happy she wants to do anything with me at this point. So.
Right.
That's all a win in my book.
I tried to get both my kids.
I know you did.
To watch horror films. And I mean, my son, he did so later. He's 20 now, and probably about when he was maybe 17, 16, he started to watch them with me, but he did not care.
Right.
It wasn't like he said, "Oh, I get it now."
Okay.
He was just he's like,
I'm
whatever.
I'm hanging with Dad. And
yeah.
That's.
He's like, whatever, creep show. Okay, whatever. So I don't unfortunately have that connection where I was able to spill forth my love, unfortunately, to my kin. So.
No, but I mean, it's cool now that, like she has been along with us to watch Nope and, Beetlejuice and
House. Fright Night.
Your favorite. Yeah.
Fright Night. Yep. She knows when you say "you're so cool, Brewster" to her, she gets it.
She does get it, and we still say that in my house to this day because of that.
Thank God. Thank God.
Yeah.
New generation will carry it on, carry it forth. Mine won't do it, but Caleb's will. So clearly, Caleb's offspring have.
Oh, and my son is always getting in trouble for talking about Freddy Krueger, played by Al Pacino.
I like it. That's awesome. Al Pacino, yes, Freddy Krueger.
Man, they are just hitting us hard.
Oh my goodness, he's back. You report them, but they just they allow them to keep coming back. Let's call it this. Let's give him something bad, like pornography. Yeah. Maybe that'll keep him off forever. Why do we get hit when I have to produce the show? Why can't I be?
I know, right?
Why can't I be when Scott's here? But no, thanks a lot, you freaking spam bot. Spam bot. I think it's every 15 minutes they can come back in.
Ah, okay.
So Candyman, Tony Todd, like you mentioned, Virginia Madsen, both do an excellent job. I really do like yeah, I mean, I like their relationship together. I like that I saw something that said that she was apparently like actually hypnotized when she did scenes with him. You know, the ones where she's kind of like under
where
his
she's like,
spell.
yeah.
That was actually, she actually went through hypnosis like every time.
Oh my
trying
God.
to bring her to a level of like,
Oh, wow.
you know, where I saw an interview, I think it might have been with Tony Todd, maybe, who said that.
Huh.
But so she actually was like really trying to get, you know, into that state of mind where she was just kind of like out of it basically. So,
Okay.
which is kind of cool.
Wow. Good
So,
one. That's cool.
So I think she did a great job, and there's some good, some good violence in the film.
Yes. Yeah.
Some good stuff with the hook. Go for the hook. The hook.
The hook. The hook.
And then the whole the genesis of Candyman, even, which of course is a sad story.
Right.
Which is basically, you know, when you have a white girl in the 1800s fall in love with a black guy.
Right.
And of course, no, you can't have that. So
No. But then she ends
know.
up pregnant, and so what does that mean? Oh, that means we have to cut off his hand, shove a hook on it,
Right.
and then smear honey on him and let the bees sting him to death.
Right. Exactly. So.
Yeah.
And then.
But what I also like about the Candyman story is that, you know, he thrives on people believing in him.
Right.
You know, which is something that we've seen in horror films, you know, before and after, of course. But, you know, I mean, whether it's Nancy saying, I don't believe in you, Freddy, you know, and that takes his power away. But, you know, when Helen is just kind of saying like, oh, it's all not real and my research is going to prove otherwise. And he says, no.
Right.
And I love that first scene where we see him in the parking garage, you know, where you get the, you know, Helen.
Very nice.
I mean, I still remember being in the theater watching that to this day.
Right.
I mean, I think the sound we had in that auditorium was like ultra stereo or something, but
we may have had DTS by then.
I don't think we had
Whether
that yet.
You don't think so?
No,
Oh,
I
okay.
don't think so.
All right. Maybe not. Maybe it came out with Jurassic Park in '93. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway.
But I also want to say that the first movie we played in DTS was The War.
Oh, okay. The War. Kevin Costner.
With, Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
Will be
Elijah
Wood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good movie. Check
Yeah.
it out.
Remember we had the preview of that,
Yeah.
right? Okay. The good old days. That's when they had China Grove playing the whole preview? Is that The War?
Maybe.
Or
No,
no.
that was the bridge one.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember that one?
No. I remember the preview they had China Grove playing. We always loved it because we would.
Maybe.
We
No,
would
I
hear
thought
the-
I thought The War was like the Rolling
Oh no, it
Stones.
was. Yeah, it was
Sympathy-
Painted Black. Wasn't it Painted
It wasn't
Black?
Sympathy for the Devil. Okay.
No, I felt like it was Painted Black.
It was a Rolling Stones song.
Okay,
We can
okay.
agree on that.
Okay, good enough. Yes. Okay. Anyway, Candyman.
Do we have any more sustenance there? Or did it
Yeah.
drink there?
Yeah.
Some ice.
I saved you.
Thanks.
You want any ice?
Please.
Okay. So I don't know. That's it. That's our 5.
That's our 5.
Those are our 5
so
films.
these are the 5 movies that Neil and I bonded on.
Midnight Showdown.
Yeah.
Watched late night.
Became friends, you know, like laid the foundation for this 30-plus year
Yeah.
friendship.
Friendship and still going strong.
Yeah,
So we'll probably be in retirement homes together.
probably. Kind of like, remember when?
Caleb will change my.
I'll still be making stuff up and and then constantly fact-checking myself and then going back to Neil saying, I'm full of shit, Neil.
But this time it'll be literally in your diaper. So, so it's okay. And I'll be, you know, I don't know.
Can we hold this up?
I'll be bald and I don't know, probably incontinent as well. So
I don't know if there's any.
I don't think there's anything left.
glue in
But
there.
where do you want these?
I don't know.
How
I
about-
forgot those were there.
How about right here in the front?
Man, you guys should see our Reese's house. It's a beaut.
Okay, I'm gonna hold it up for him. Go ahead.
Now when it falls, it's going to be my
It's your fault, yeah. Earthquake, Caleb. Hurricane, Caleb, coming through.
God.
Hold it from the bottom.
Can't get my fingers underneath. Help.
Don't let go. Whatever you do.
Whatever you do.
Okay, turn it. All right, here's our here's our house. Isn't it beautiful? I got it, I think. So I got it?
You've got more support than
Yeah,
I
I
do,
went
so.
underneath. Isn't that a beautiful Reese's peanut butter cup house?
How'd we do, guys?
Wow, what do you think?
Reese-
Podcasters in Portugal, you would never believe what we built.
I know.
This should be on the shoreline of your beautiful ocean.
Atlantic?
Yeah, the beautiful ocean, Atlantic Ocean there. It's gorgeous. This is a house. I can't wait to eat it, to break into it. You see there's little speckles of color on that side, and Caleb meticulously placed Reese's peanut, what do you call these things?
Pieces.
Pieces.
That's E.T.'s favorite.
E.T.'s favorite, there you go. Because Eminem wouldn't let them use them.
Right.
So, dumbasses.
Jokes on you,
Stupid
Eminem.
Mars. Dummies. Anyway. All right, that was that.
I know. How'd we do?
Okay, so finally, to close out the evening, we also have, because we haven't had enough sweets yet, have you guys seen, I'm sure you have, but the Monster cereal is back, and the Fruit Brute.
Fruit Brute.
Fruit Brute is back. And so we bought this big old 4-pack at Costco because we thought, what's better than eating Monster cereal in Halloween, right? And we got the Count Chocula, and we got the Boo Berry, and we got the Frankenberry.
All the berries.
All the berries. And the highly sought after Fruit Brute is back this year. So we thought we just wanted to kind of go through. We would just eat them for the fun of it.
Yeah, we'll do a little taste test. I got some history of the Monster cereal.
Oh yeah, break into the
facts
history.
here.
This one's fake strawberry flavor probably, so I'm probably gonna hate it.
Okay, so what do you think we should start on? Should we go through the fruit and then save our...
Whatever sure.
Why?
How are your notes? How are your notes arranged?
They're just facts.
Just read your facts and I'll open them.
So, so this is from the General Mills website. Let's see. It all began in March 1971.
71.
You weren't even born
Not
yet.
born yet, thank God.
And yet you were still 35 years old at the time.
It was.
When Monster cereals officially debuted with Count Chocula and Frankenberry. So we should probably start with those two.
There's Frankenberry.
Okay.
I don't know if I've ever had Frankenberry before.
I don't think I have either. Here.
Yeah, Frankenberry is a fake strawberry flavor, which I am not a fan of fake fruit flavors very much, especially strawberry and banana
This is
and peach. It's
it
actually
is very fake strawberry flavored.
It is. You know, I'm not a huge fan of marshmallows in my cereals.
Okay, well, did this have marshmallows?
It does, they all do.
I missed it. I grabbed a handful and got no marshmallows.
But I'm not sure I've ever had Frankenberry, I gotta be honest.
So the two cereals were the only chocolate and strawberry flavored cereals on the market at the time.
Really?
At the time. So I don't know if...
In
but
1971,
So
there was no chocolate.
Cocoa Pebbles, no...
Cocoa Krispies,
No Cocoa Krispies.
Cuckoo
no
Puffs,
Cocoa Puffs.
Cocoa Puffs.
No Fruity Pebbles.
That's crazy. If you didn't have fruit or chocolate, what did you have? Did it say strawberry or fruit?
It said were the only chocolate and strawberry
Oh,
flavored
okay.
cereals.
I could believe that for strawberry, but for chocolate, I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it says on the market at the time. It doesn't mean that they invented it. It doesn't
Oh,
mean
no, I
they,
get that.
you
But I
know,
just can't believe
so-
there's no one else that had chocolate cereal at the time.
Yeah.
What did they have? Only Life and Cheerios?
Kicks.
Their 70s sucked.
Wheaties.
Count Chocula I like. I always like Count Chocula.
Count Chocula is my favorite. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
Although I am actually a big fan of Blueberry, too.
Fun fact, Minnesota illustrator and cartoonist George Carn, who drew the original Trix Rabbit in 1959,
Wow.
also sketched the first image of Count Chocula.
Oh, okay.
So,
Cool.
Boo Berry, the first blueberry-flavored cereal, joined the group a year later in 1972 and expanded nationally in February of 1973. So they too did a soft opening.
Good. Opening Blueberry now. Blueberry is my favorite, though. I gotta be honest. I like Blueberry over the chocolate.
I've never had any of these except for Count Chocula.
Oh, okay. Well, you're in
So,
for a
I'm
treat.
In for a treat or a not treat.
You're in for a blueberry treat.
Okay.
Blueberry.
The first 3 Monster cereals have been in production ever since. Until 2009, they were available year-round. Today, the cereals make an appearance just in time for Halloween.
God bless them.
So now I feel like it's kind of an event. People wait for like September, October to roll around so that they can get this cereal.
Yeah, I do. That's right.
I know you do.
That's why I know it's Halloween when I start seeing it coming around. So what do you think?
Okay.
What do you think of the blueberry?
That's pretty. Marketing for the new cereals included animated commercials during the children's programming and Sunday supplements aimed at parents that focused on the nutritious aspects of the cereal. So that makes sense.
What, the milk?
Yeah, pretty much. No, that it's got like riboflavin or something in it.
Whatever that means. That's a bullshit made-up thing by the USDA.
These early TV commercials helped the Monster cereals quickly gain popularity. Despite being monsters themselves, Frankenberry, Count Chocula, and Blueberry were scared by just about everything in those days. The earliest commercials for the characters showed the monsters being scared by children, black cats, birds, ghosts, and even each other. The Monster cereals also delighted fans with cereal box promotions throughout the years, like glow-in-the-dark stickers, paint sets, coloring poster kits, monster masks, and more. How much do we miss prizes in cereal?
I miss them a lot.
Like, that was a thing,
That
right?
was a huge thing.
Like, sometimes you just chose the cereal because of the prize that was going to be
often.
inside.
That was the whole point.
You might not have even liked the cereal, but you just wanted that sticker or that, you know.
And I bet yours parents and my parents wouldn't buy us those cereals typically.
No.
Because they were too expensive.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But,
and too much sugar.
mine didn't care so much about that.
Okay.
But
Mine
you
did.
know what I do remember?
What's that?
I remember I was lusting after Captain Crunch because they used to have a plastic glow-in-the-dark skeleton in it.
Okay.
So it's kind of like it was plastic and it would just flop around.
Yeah.
So it had like the little, like the old school ones you find that are cardboard, but it was made of plastic, probably 8 inches or so tall, and I just wanted it so badly.
Would you walk down the cereal aisle and just be like, "You will be mine"? Oh yes, you will be mine.
Knowing me, I probably opened the packet and tried to take it out. Just try to take it. But I remember literally, this is like I'm talking like I lived in Redwood City at the time, so I would have been 5 years old probably.
Okay.
I remember having one, so I apparently got it eventually because food stamps could buy you a lot back then, I guess.
Maybe.
And
or
I
maybe
left
your
it.
Grandma got it for you.
Maybe. But I had it with me at the supermarket with my parents. I left it somehow in the frozen food or the frozen, or not, no, the refrigerated area.
Right.
Where they had like meats and things. I don't remember. I don't remember why. I was playing with it and then I left it there and my parents had to drive me back.
Oh no!
So I could go to like the hamburger aisle or whatever it was to go find my freaking little plastic.
Was it still there?
I don't remember.
No.
I just remember going back.
You just remember that you
left. I left and going back.
What that
I don't.
felt like.
Yes, I don't remember if it was there or not. I don't know, but I loved it so much.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
Yes. Stupid little cereal prize. Anyway.
Let's see. In 1979, we surprised fans of cereals with 3 monster-themed records.
Wow.
Quotes, flexi discs.
Records.
One of the records was titled Monster Adventures in Outer Space.
That's for Jason 10.
So not Pinhead in space. Monster Adventures in outer
Chucky in space. Or...
Right. These records also included The Monsters Go Disco and Count Chocula Goes to Hollywood.
Nice.
For the 30th anniversary of that promotion, Manny Galen and Pat Giles, 2 creatives who had a chance to leave their mark on the legacy of the Monsters brand, designed and animated the first minute of a 5-minute disco story.
Wow, okay.
So,
cool.
Introducing Fruit Brute and Yummy Mummy.
Yummy Mummy.
Okay, we don't remember Yummy Mummy.
No Yummy Mummy.
We talked about this, right? You guys remember
You guys,
Yummy
yeah.
Mummy?
Do you recall Yummy Mummy? I don't recall that.
All right, so Fruit Brute hit store shelves with the Howlin' Good Taste of Fruit in 1974.
There's the Fruit Brute.
The year of our birth.
The year of our birth.
He was sent back to our cereal vault in 1982. So he was only up for 8 years, and then they took him away. Early commercials of the Wolf showed him arguing with Count Chocula and Frankenberry over whose cereal was better. Is this bringing back anything? No?
Not really.
No? Okay. Okay. Let's see. Mindy says she doesn't remember. Fruit Brute is considered by many collectors to be the most sought after vintage cereal box. This is likely because it appeared in Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs.
Oh.
I don't remember it being in Reservoir Dogs. While not a formal partnership, rumor has it that Quentin Tarantino is a Fruit Brute fan. Fruity Yummy Mummy made his debut in 1988. Why they all got to be guys? With a similar fruity flavor to Fruit Brute, but the cereal was only around until 1992.
Oh, that's a limited release.
Yeah.
I can't tell what kind of fruit this is.
Oh, I gotta try this.
It's just like a randomly.
It's a Brute.
It's a fruity.
That's a lot.
That's all right. You can figure it out. It's kind of like a randomly fruit flavor. Like it's not strawberry. It's just kind of like random fruit. I don't know exactly what you would call it, but I still prefer the blueberry of all the fruits.
It's really sweet. Mm-hmm. Really sweet. I feel like sweeter than the Frankenberry and the blueberry.
Probably. It's brutishly sweet. But anyway. Don't even ask. Don't even tell me. I don't want to know what I'm eating. I don't want to know how much sugar I'm eating right now. Any more? A couple little tidbits?
Yes. Haunting marshmallow and cereal shapes. The monster cereals all have the same cereal shape, a circle with a cross in the middle, when they first debuted.
Oh.
But in 1985, the cereal pieces transformed into ghost-shaped pieces, which has been haunting the monster cereals ever since.
Yeah.
Unlike the cereal shapes, there have been several spooky changes to our monster marshmallows over the years.
Okay.
1983, bigger marshmallows.
Oh, bigger. That's good.
Bigger's better, right?
Oh, yeah, especially in the 80s.
1989, bats. 1999, Scooby-Doo Goosebumps. So I guess they did like a little mashup.
Okay. Like just bumps?
No, Goosebumps. The book.
Oh!
Goosebumps?
I thought you meant the marshmallows still.
The R.L. Stein.
I gotcha. So they weren't like marshmallows, Scooby-Doo's Goosebumps. They weren't like a jujube or something.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Pop culture icons. We've opened all of them now, right? Okay. The monster cereals have been pop culture icons for decades, gaining a strong base of Mega Monster fans throughout the years.
Yep.
Right? Mm-hmm. You're a fan?
I'm a fan.
Okay.
I don't eat crazy sugar cereals, but when these come out, I will always get Count Chocula and Blueberry.
Okay.
And I have tasted Frankenberry and Fruit Brute, and I will not buy those. So I don't think they're not my palate pleasing pageant.
They also gained popularity throughout collaborations with various artists and celebrities. In 1998, the Monster Cereals teamed up with Hilary Duff and Casper the Friendly Ghost for a cross-promotion for the film Casper Meets Wendy.
Okay.
I don't even remember that
Nope.
movie.
Nope.
Maybe it was straight to
Straight
DVD.
to VOD, DVD, DVD.
And in 2014, DC Comics artists Terry and Rachel Dodson, Dave Johnson, and Jim Lee illustrated limited edition versions of Count Chocula, Frankenberry, and Blueberry.
Awesome. Okay.
In 2020, the Monster Cereals teamed up with award-winning special effects artist Carly Moores to create 3 one-of-a-kind Monster Cereal busts for the first ever Monster Cereal sweepstakes.
Oh, nice.
I want to win that.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I agree.
By the way, this was printed in, not printed, it was printed today, but the article, if you want to call it that, was from 2021.
Okay.
So my final fact is, this year, 2021, all 5 monsters are coming together for a 50th anniversary limited edition Monster Mash cereal. This is the first time ever that the pieces from all 5 monster cereals will be in one bowl. Did you get any of that?
No, I
last
never
year?
saw that.
Wow.
Including Yummy Mummy? I did not see that. Wow.
A 5-in-1.
That would have blown my mind probably. It's a good thing I didn't
I
see
know,
it.
you probably would have hated it because...
Nah, I would have got past it, but that's crazy. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We have a D October 99 joined. Hello, D.
Hello, D.
Welcome. Thank you. You like my sweater? I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I pull this out once a year for Halloween. I chase the moths away and say, mine, mine, give it back to me. You know, it's funny. On the back of each box, there's a bigger picture of the actual Dracula or the Brute, and they all have X's in their eyes. So Caleb had mentioned the original pieces of the cereal were O's, circles with X's.
a cross?
So is that like their eyeballs? What do you think? I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah.
What
I'm
the
not
hell?
Sure.
So if anyone's tried Yummy Mummy, let us know. We would be interested
Yeah.
to see what you guys thought of Yummy Mummy. I mean, it's the same as Fruit Brute apparently, but it's got the yummy or the mummy on the outside.
And the yummy on the inside?
And yummy on the inside, exactly. The yummy and the mummy. Well, what do you think, man? I think
I think we did it.
I think we did it. I think we haven't crashed. I think that we're still here, so we should probably wrap it up while things are good.
We built a house. We talked about 5 movies.
Yep.
We ate 4 different cereals.
We have obviously Dante. In fact, we have way more stories that we can come up with in later days. So thank you for sticking with us. I know you wanted to hear probably more about movie theaters. Maybe one day we'll do a offshoot.
A
something.
non-incriminating. I mean, we still work for the same company 32 years later, so we can't
Yeah, we can't say too much. So, statute of limitations is born by now, in some cases.
Right.
So, anyway.
But still.
Yeah.
You just may not want those stories out there anymore.
No, exactly. We don't. We want to play it cool.
Right.
Cool boy, cool.
We were perfect.
We were. So join us next week.
Next week.
Literally next week.
Yes, Mindy, next week.
Because, Sandra, we're going to get on the Ouija board, and we are going to do whatever you do to reconstitute things, add water to them, whatever it is, to bring Sandra back from the dead.
All right.
And Scott will hopefully be here as well, and we'll have a normal show, and we're going to talk about the Terrifier films.
1 and 2.
That's right, and we're going to kind of just go over them basically and see what we think about them, because they're about Halloween and they're about Art the Clown.
Yeah.
So why not?
Yeah.
Come back to us and join us for our second show of the October month, and we're doing an art and craft, right?
I believe we're doing another arts and crafts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's
the hope.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens. It takes some prep from us ahead of time to get it done. So we're gonna cross fingers that it happens. So
you got 3 procrastinators having to do things on their own.
Well, I usually don't procrastinate, but I just keep forgetting that I have to do it, and it takes.
I mean, that's what I would tell my mom when I was procrastinating. No. I forgot.
It takes 1 to 2 weeks to do what we're trying to do. So join us next week. We'll be back in normal. We'll see you at 7 o'clock. As always, you guys, thank you so much. We appreciate your eyeballs and being with us. Yeah. It's been a hoot. Go check out the 5 movies. I think we recommend them all, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you can, go back in time 30 years and go work in a movie theater. Go back to the 90s.
Yeah. It was only good then.
No, yeah. It's way different now.
Yeah.
There's this asshole in charge of the theaters these days, at least in this area. Screw that guy. Anyway. All right. We'll see you guys
Thank you so much.
next week.